So, we as human beings love stories. We can live into those stories. As children, we play pirates and knights that are brave and strong, and astronauts that experience wonders of the world. Um, but I think that as we get to be adults, we forget that we are constantly creating a narrative around us. And it can be lead to inspiration. It can give us the strength internally to just make that next move. But it can also keep us from, limited, keep us from even trying something. Every single time we enter a new situation or we meet a new person, we are instantaneously assessing the entire situation. I think about, you go to a party and you enter into this person's home that you've never been to, and immediately you're looking at what their furniture is like, and what the other people are wearing, or how they have their hair, and all of these tiny little details. It's not part of our actual thought. We're not really thinking about it. It just happens. But we assess. How is this person like me? Maybe they have a sofa that reminds you of your really controlling grandmother, or maybe they have a lamp that makes you think of your kind of funky aunt that would, she might have that in her house. All these things are going on in the blink of an eye. And we make a decision about how the situation is and how we're going to interact in it. Maybe it's an opulent, grand home, and you might not think you're worthy of being there. All of these things happen, and they happen continuously, every time. You're driving down the road in the city and you think, ooh, this might be a not such a great neighborhood. And you make that assessment by, maybe the trash can's knocked over. Maybe there's a certain store that has bars on the window. Whatever it is, we're making these assessments about our surroundings. And, we call them paradigms. We make assessments based on our paradigms. What it is we believe about the world, about ourselves, about God or the universe, how we're supported. Is God a controlling, angry God, a vengeful God, or is God a loving, supportive, nurturing God that will bring you what you need? So it's really important as we begin to try to move forward in our lives to really begin to start seeing these paradigms, especially if they're not serving us, if they're keeping us limited. Ernest Holmes, in his book, my favorite one, This Thing Called You, he uses the imagery of, you're looking at this beautiful painting, and you can see the fields and the beautiful sky and the animals in the background and the mountains, and then a piece of yellow glass is put between you and the painting. And the painting hasn't changed. It's only our perspective or our view of the painting that is distorted. So we create this distortion of how the world is at every moment. So as we're in this work together, we can know that, God is everything, and God is working in your life, moving through you, that you are the hands and feet of God, taking action toward making God manifest more beautifully in the world. So when your paradigms, when that yellow glass is placed between you and the world, and it's not serving you, it's keeping you limited. Oh, why would anyone sign up for my program? Why would, how could I possibly get a job in that field? The market is so difficult right now. If I go out to dinner, I'm never going to get a seat at that restaurant because, it's impossible to get a seat there. I could never find love because I'm just too old, or I'm too overweight, or I'm not smart enough, or I'm not cute enough. All of those things do not serve you, and they are that yellow glass in between you and the world, in between you and the truth, which is that God moves through everything, that you are a being made of divine substance. So as we put this to work in our lives, really looking at, noticing what you're noticing. That's what my mentor, Mary Morrissey, teaches, to notice what you're noticing. And as we begin to do that, we can start to catch ourselves and go, oh, that's not the truth. That's that yellow pane of glass between me and reality. And as we start to catch ourselves, the thing that can happen is then, of course, we can begin to start changing that and reminding ourselves of what is actually true. That God is in this presence, and that anything that I am desiring to create is possible because God is moving through me, and that dream, that desire, is actually a seed from God in the first place. So why would God not want to support that? It's already this internal urge that comes from your connection with the divine. So I invite you this week to kind of look at your story. What story are you telling about yourself? That you are successful and lovable and vibrant, abundant. What is it that you're telling yourself? And to start noticing and catch yourself when that story is not the truth. Have a great week. Blessings.